On today's episode of History in a Minute, how King Tut's widow brought down a kingdom. Hey everybody, it's Mr. Philip Campbell with Homeschool Connections, History in a Minute. I am your bearded, nerdy history guru. One of the most well-known pharaohs of ancient Egypt was, of course, King Tutankhamun, King Tut. But when King Tut died in the year 1324 at a relatively young age, he left behind a widow named Ankhesenamun. Now, Ankhesenamun was being forced to marry one of King Tut's household. Some say his general, some say his grand vizier. But she did not want to do this. She believed it was beneath her dignity to marry anyone other from someone of royal blood. And so, in desperation, she wrote a letter to the king of the Hittites, who has the great name Shupulululiuma I. So she wrote a letter to King Shupulululiuma of the Hittites and said, hey, I hear you're powerful and have a lot of sons. Give me one of your sons to marry so I don't have to marry this joker from among my late husband's servants. And so Shupulululiuma leapt at the chance to marry his household into the Egyptian royal family, and he sent his son, Zanzana, down to Egypt to marry Ankhesenamun. However, some weirdness happened on the way. Shupulululiuma's son died under mysterious circumstances. Some say that he was murdered by those in the pay of the Egyptian vizier. Shupulululiuma was furious. He accused the Egyptian government of being complicit in the death of his son, and he went to war. He rallied his armies, and they invaded Canaan and Syria and went to war against the Egyptians in the Middle East. Shupulululiuma was victorious, and he brought back many Egyptian prisoners into his capital of Hattusa, but unfortunately many of these prisoners carried the plague with them, and the Egyptian prisoners gave the plague to the Hittite population, and Shupulululiuma and his other son, the next heir, were both killed. Both died prematurely, and this threw the Hittite kingdom into chaos and led to a period of decline from which the Hittites would never truly recover. And so there you have it. That's how the widow of King Tut led to the downfall of a kingdom. Wasn't her fault. We're not blaming you, Ankhesenamun, but it's interesting that this letter to Shupulululiuma was the beginning of a chain of events that led to the downfall of the Hittite Empire. So now you know. And if you like this sort of historical nuggets, then I hope you will watch more of our videos, subscribe to this channel, and remember, history, it's awesome.